the recognized symbol of excellence in collecting podcasts.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Mighty Champions Action Figure Radio. This is the show where we talk about toys, collectibles, and all that sort of thing. So if that's what you're interested in, you have come to the right place. My name is John Sargent.
And my name is Christian McGann.
We have got a big old fat show for you today. It is a great day in Mighty Champions history. We have just come back from the Ekman's Toy Show in San Antonio. We are going to talk about that, our wins and losses. We're going to give you the news across the action figure world for the week. And then we're going to get into a convo about summer blockbuster movie toys after discovering that none of this summer's toys interest us in the slightest.
Correct.
You guys can follow along with the show on Instagram at Mighty Champions. That is where you can answer questions, send us questions, share your collections with us, all that sort of thing at Mighty Champions. While you are listening to the show, you might as well subscribe. You're into action figures. You've made it this far of listening to me talk. So hit that subscribe button. Make sure you don't miss an episode. And if you've listened before and you love it, please leave us a review. It's the only way the show can grow. And we're trying to take this thing global. We want world domination. One review at a time.
Worldwide, wide.
Exactly. In addition to that, you're going to be wanting to follow us on Instagram at Mighty Champions, because coming up quick is the Mighty Champions Action Figure Radio 1 year anniversary. Can you believe that?
Pretty wild.
And what we're going to do is a Hall of Fame. We're going to start the Mighty Champions Hall of Fame. We're going to have our own personal figures that are going to go into the Hall of Fame, and we're going to do a general Hall of Fame. And for the general part, you guys get to vote on that. You get to have a hand in it, and that happens at Mighty Champions on Instagram. All right, that gets us through the admin. Earlier today, Christian and I, and Bryce, from your band, and from Soul Exchange, we headed on down to San Antone. We hit up Ekman's Toy Show from Ekman's Comics and
I think it's Books and Collectibles.
Ekman's Books and Collectibles
in San Antonio, Texas.
Who is hosting a toy show down in San Antonio at a Shriners Convention Hall.
Yep.
So we went on down there, and man, we really thought we're going to come back here and we're going to talk about all the wacky characters, and we're going to talk about the stuff that we hated, and we're going to talk about, honestly, unbelievably chill.
Yeah, well, to give context, if it's your first time listening, a lot of the toy shows that we've gone to, there's always just these quirky things that take place. You know, a lot of cash only, which is what I have the biggest beef with. I get it, but also just grow up, man, get Venmo, man. You want me to show you how?
Yeah.
And then, you get quirky interactions with vendors who are charging too much, and then, you
get people that don't have anything priced and they make it up on the spot.
Yeah. And that was kind of our last one with, it was Retromania, right? Or what was it?
Yeah, it was the other Retromania in San Antonio. Where was it? I don't remember where we were. Outside of San Antonio somewhere.
New Braunfels.
Yeah. So usually we come back with just a lot of wackiness from the other people to talk about.
Yeah, and we were kind of betting on that. We were the weekly catch-up show recap is, we'll definitely have stuff to talk about, but it was just the most nonchalant, easy process.
Awesome.
Which is great.
Hashtag free parking.
Free parking was good.
Huge parking lot. Stroll. We got there 5 minutes after it had opened?
Dude, we got there, it was 9:07, started at 9, and there was already 100 cars in the parking lot.
And yet, not even a remote whisper of a line.
Yeah.
We walked up, we paid only $5 to get in.
Beautiful.
Tap to pay.
Yep.
And we're off and running.
And
it was a glorious experience.
Yeah.
because
Tons of
it.
vendors. I think it was like 100 people, maybe 100 vendors. I think.
It felt somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
And a lot of stuff with 100 vendors. I think you and I just sort of had a similar, like, not a huge amount of the stuff that we're hunting, which we will get into here momentarily. But like as a toy show, I think it was like one of the better ones that we've been to. The way that it functioned and the number of vendors and the amount of, there was a lot of heat that just wasn't my heat.
Yeah.
But it wasn't stuff that I look at and go, what are you even doing here? You know what I mean? There was one NASCAR guy and stuff like that, but there wasn't like
one Funko Pop, really, kind of.
Yeah.
That was really it.
Yeah, so like I don't know who picks and chooses who gets to be there and who doesn't or whatever, but I think they did a good job.
Yeah.
And I think they did a really good job because there was like kind of all eras were covered. It felt like nobody would have walked out of there empty-handed. Is kind of the vibe I was getting. Like nobody's leaving here empty-handed.
Yeah, like so you were like specific, like very, very specific, but we noticed there was a lot of G.I. Joe. That was probably like the biggest.
I think it was kind of coincidences, just like there was a ton of G.I. Joe.
A lot of 12-inch G.I. Joes.
Yeah.
A lot of those. I think like 3 or 4 booths had like almost exclusively like 12-inch Joes were like their bread and butter, which I thought was interesting. I'm like, is it making a comeback? Maybe,
yeah.
I don't know.
I felt like there was an appropriate amount of comic books, video games, T-shirts, the other stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't like sometimes you go to these things and it's like that's the majority.
Yeah.
And that irritates me usually because I'm like this is for something else. But you know it was just like I would just say it was good.
Yeah, it was good.
It was just good. It was just a good toy show, albeit every one I can make.
Yeah.
Like that they do. Albeit every one I can make that they do. What else you been up to this week?
That's a good question.
Man, I had a knife fight in a rainstorm.
You did?
Yeah.
What?
Well, let me tell the truth here. I was at martial arts training. We were doing knife stuff with like a foam. It looks like a lint roller, but it's like made of foam.
Okay.
And we were practicing knife stuff, and we had a substitute instructor. And so he makes it a little more lively, you know what I mean? So we're playing this game where it's like, all right, go through the motions of what we're supposed to be doing, and then it's like, everybody get John. And then like they're chasing me around the room trying to stab me, and then I'm trying to get away, and then it's like, okay, now everybody get this guy, and then we're running around doing that. Now it's 2-on-2. And while we're in the middle of this just like playing knives, the gods opened the sky and brought a Forrest Gump rainstorm from the heavens that stopped us in our tracks. Lightning, wind, we stop and like look outside. It's just the cover of a Ronnie James Dio album outside. And then we were like, nobody said it, but we were all like, sick. And then just went back to like knife fighting.
You should have been like, can we go outside? That's what I thought you were saying. Like you were outside fighting in the rain.
Yeah, like lightning storm going on. It was like, it just like added some like awesomeness to what was already a great time.
Sounds sick.
Yeah.
I would have loved to, again, just gone outside, in the mud and rubbed mud on my face with a knife. And...
I suggested it, like, when we were, like, packing our stuff up. I was like, you guys want to go outside and keep this going? Like,
yeah.
Let's rock and roll.
This week's pretty much off from baseball. It's no games until like next week, which is good because it's like raining pretty much every day this week. So I feel like that's a good chance for my body to kind of get back into the zone, dealing with some hamstring stuff from running. And then, I don't know, man, like kind of just like lucky week in a way where like I broke one of my bats and it has a 1-year warranty because it's like a composite bat, which makes it like more durable. And then they gave me like a voucher for $250, which is how much the bat cost.
Dope.
And got a new bat that's like a better version. I still had to pay like $50 for it because it's a $300 bat, which is outrageous.
Upgrade, dude.
But it's an upgrade. So it's like, that's kind of cool. And then I won't get into super detail, but I found a gold necklace and I sold it at a pawn shop, and it worked out like way better than ever expected. So it just feels like a really weird week of just like some random wins here and there. Yeah. So that's been really cool. And then today, obviously like the toy show. So man, just, doing the thing.
Yeah, we're about to get into the specifics of, our wins and losses versus our hit lists at the toy show. But before that, in addition to the toy show, I had an eBay win this week. Mm-hmm. So I talked about this last week. I've started just obsessing over these Jakks Pacific Rocky figures. So I got my first one of those through the door that I got a pretty nice offer on eBay for. So I got the Rocky 2 Rocky that is the post-fight where he's just like beat up, which I think is maybe like in the top 3 to 5 iconic moments in all of movies, right? Like Luke, I am your father, Avengers Assemble, yo Adrian, we did it, right? Like, so that's what this figure represents. And having held it in my hand for the first time, it's better than I thought it was. Like, it's a little bit larger scale than I thought it was. Yeah. The packaging is a little bit brighter than it looks online. The side of the box has like a collage of like moments, and I'm like even more obsessed, dude. I'm more willing to pay the $60, $70, $80 price tag for these figures that they cost after having seen it. And you and I were talking before we started recording, and you were kind of saying like it's kind of weird that this 2006 figure for a movie that's about sports, it feels like something that would exist now in the adult collector space that is here today that wasn't there then. Mm-hmm. And I was kind of explaining to you because Jakks Pacific sort of created this, at least in the muscular man realm, because they're the ones that produce the WWF Classic Superstars. And the WWF Classic Superstars are the reason why there are WWE Legends deals. And so guys from the 80s and 90s can get paychecks even though they're not active for licensing and merchandise and toys specifically, mostly having to do with toys. Like when Dennis Rodman got announced he was going in the Hall of Fame, and I said, great, that means he's getting figures because of the Legends deal that it comes with that Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Which Jakks Pacific pushed to happen, right? So, like, just kind of like want to reiterate how much I love this line and these figures, but also Jakks Pacific and what they did for what is now known as the adult collector space, right? Because a lot of this stuff, all of these wrestling figures that I have, would not exist if they didn't make that happen. Specifically, Jeremy Padour, who was the head of the company at the time and currently is the head of Jazzwares. So, just like, man, so into this line. Like, so into this line. I was kind of hoping, I don't know if hoping's the right word, I was kind of okay if I would have walked out of Ekman's totally empty-handed, because I would have went straight to eBay. As it turns out, I spent a lot of money. Yeah. So let's get into our toy show hit list versus our wins.
Yeah.
This is Zordon calling the Red Ranger and the Red Dragon Thunder Zord. My sensors indicate danger is near. You must morph to warrior mode immediately.
You got it, Zordon!
Now combined with the Thunder Zord Assault Team. Black Ranger's Lion, Blue Ranger's Unicorn, Yellow Ranger's Griffin, and Pink Ranger's Firebird. Together you'll become the undefeatable Thunder Megazord.
More phenomenal!
Mighty Morphin, our Rangers from Bandai. Grab the power.
All right, we're definitely going to chat about what we actually purchased, which between the two of us was a lot.
Yeah.
But let me ask you, what is your current outlook on your hit lists? What was like on your mind the hardest as you were coming into it?
This one was random because I think just having talked about like the McDonald's toys, it just sort of put me in this headspace of just like the joy of expanding beyond just like what I'm truly after. It almost was like, oh, I love how like a McDonald's toy can hit me that hard. And so it got me thinking about what I was really looking for. And I was like, I'm going to broaden my horizons even more and just try to find stuff like McDonald's toys, which is super random because it's kind of chaotic.
Yeah.
It's like
the bin under the table.
It's the bin under the table that's like 3 for $5 or something like that. And you kind of might dig through it. But I was thinking about, we've talked about like this, like sort of like a going outside of the room, essentially, right? Like going outside of the collecting room and then getting out on like the TV. And we recently just got this like strip light to go that I kind of put like around this big painting above our TV. So now we have like cool, more neon lights like in the house, and it just kind of, I don't know. So I was like, man, I kind of want to add some more like figures to that shelf. So I was kind of looking for things like that, but didn't really come up with any of those. So naturally on my list, I was looking for Power Rangers, which saw like maybe like 2 booths.
Yeah, there was a lot of like Lightning collection and a lot of what was the one I pointed out to you?
It was a Hasbro. Yeah, they were all Hasbro. There was like they had like Dragon Zords and stuff like that from Bandai, but like that's just really big. And I'll specify a little bit more. I was looking for just loose Power Rangers, either like Lost Galaxy, In Space, obviously Mighty Morphin, like that type of stuff, loose. That's going to be $8, $10 or whatever that I can just kind of rack up and be like shelf fulfillment, essentially.
Right.
And didn't see really any of that. The other thing I was looking for, obviously, is going to be Toy Biz Marvel Legends and then DC Universe Classics. Those were sort of like the big 3 that I had in mind.
Any specifics in those that you were like, if I see this, it doesn't matter how much it costs?
It's weird because when we were talking about doing this segment and about having like a specific hit list of characters, it almost felt like, because maybe I really haven't bought any toys since like, I don't even know, like last month or something.
I thought you retired.
I know. I
thought you turned in your retirement papers.
But I think just the compound interest of not having purchased anything or really kept my head in that space or even looked on eBay at that, I was almost putting myself in a position just to be excited at whatever popped out to me.
Yeah.
So I have my general things that I'm looking for, but I also was like, I don't know, surprise me, you know? And it happened, but obviously we'll talk about what we got, but I will say, and we talked about this like while we were leaving, is I was like, man, like I got a lot of really cool things, but there was still something that I was missing, which was that awe-striking moment, that like, oh my God, move out of my way. I don't care what this costs. Like, it's just thing that just is like grabs me by the neck and says like, I'm going home with you. There was nothing like that. So I was a little bit like, darn, I was hoping, because you usually like, for the most part, every show kind of has one thing like that where it's like, oh my God. This one was sort of just like, oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, I need that. I need that. I need that. And it was kind of just like a baseline level of like, sick, they have this. But it wasn't that thing that was like, I'm jumping over 3 tables. Like, you'll get into your experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of where I was at. What about you?
So I knew we were going to do this kind of talking about our hit list versus what we didn't know what was this toy show was going to be. But so I went into my Google Drive and I updated all my lists because I really wanted to be. There's a lot of times where we go to these things and I can't remember what I have or don't have.
Yeah.
That happens to me pretty frequently, honestly. So I went through and I updated them. So obviously Rocky is at the top of my like headspace at the moment. Didn't see a single solitary sniff of that, as I never ever have in my life.
Yeah.
Updated my Terminator 2 Kenner list. I didn't see any T2 Kenner, but I did see NECA T2 homage to Kenner. And I realized when I saw that, I need that Sarah Connor, because there's not a Sarah Connor in the Kenner line.
Wow.
So I'm like, that would be cool inside of the Kenner display.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm always on the lookout for WWF Hasbro figures. I don't think I saw any that weren't like highly like damaged, which is generally how you find those, which I'm like, I guess there's some people out there buying those because they're just nostalgic, but I'm like, that ain't me. I didn't see a single Batman the Animated Series.
None.
Not one. I should take that back. I saw New Adventures.
Okay.
But I didn't see BTAS.
Yeah, no, there was not. That may have been, that's the one that I bought, I think, right?
Yeah.
That's the only one that I saw.
Yeah.
I think I bought the only one in the building.
Yeah. And then, obviously, I'm on the lookout for wrestling, modern wrestling all the time. And I don't expect to find anything that I need because my list is so short.
Yeah.
And really the only stuff that I'm looking for is nearly vintage Mattel WWE stuff from people who don't work for WWE, so they're not going to get a new figure. And I'll kick off actual purchases here. What I found was, and I never dreamed that I would actually pull the trigger on this because it's expensive on eBay and it's low priority, is gold dust. So I found an Elite Series 29. They are currently on Series 135.
Wow.
I think. They might be more than that.
Well, what, does it have the year on it? On the back?
This is 20,000. 2014.
2014.
2014 gold dust. Not like crazy over the moon about this, but I talked the guy down from 25 to 20.
Nice.
And it probably would go for 50 on eBay.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So I was like, you know what? For a backup shelf, just like him, don't love him, doesn't go in the detolf, but like, let me get that. This is when he was tag teaming with his brother Cody, so it has the shirt of their tag team, and it's like those old rubber shirts. But pretty cool. And then the other thing I got in wrestling that was a long game from the whole time, because I'm one and done. I talk about this all the time. I'm one and done on everybody. I'm just bad at it. And I'm particularly bad at it with my A1s. With anybody that's like a QB1 to me, Wolverine, Spider-Man, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Bryan Danielson. So I grabbed this AEW Jazzwares Unmatched collection. Bryan Danielson from the Continental Classic when he's got an eye patch and he's wearing like the gear with like bloody chains on it. Not because I need it, but because he's my all-time favorite wrestler and because it's just the sickest that a human being could possibly look.
I know.
He's got an eye patch on and he's wearing bloody chains. And I talked the guy down from $12 to $10.
Wow.
And I was like, inbox, yeah, why not?
Dude, that's super easy, yeah.
Yeah, like that's a layup. Like, might as well do that. Then the thing that you alluded to, I'm rounding the corner, and generally when you and I do these things, I try to keep like a pretty good lookout of the stuff I know you're interested in. You don't really do that.
I think I did that for this, right?
But today, I round the corner and you have come to a stop. And I noticed that your gaze is on something. And I just could feel that it wasn't you, it was me, or else you'd have your hands on it. Right?
Pushing women over, just getting to...
So I turned to look at what you're looking at. And it's a whole end table of NECA Predator and NECA Aliens, which I don't do, but it's all kind of in the same zone. And I spot the Dutches.
Yeah.
The Arnold in the red shirt, Arnold in the fatigues, Arnold in the mud, Arnold, and I'm like, oh my God, I never see these in the wild. I saw one at Dallas Vintage Toys and I snatched it up immediately. And the rest of these, I'm like, I'm never going. They're $200 each, and I'm like, oh my God. And then just above them is the 2-pack Dutch versus Jungle Hunter Final Battle, like Bloody Arnold and Green Bloody Predator 2-pack. Brother,
dude, you were shook.
You
were like, you were like, just like, I was like, John, you all right?
I'll never see this again, dude.
Yeah.
I start chatting with the guy, And you can feel that he's got a different energy than a experienced reseller.
Yeah.
So I start chatting with him, and he tells me this is all his PC. His table is loaded.
He's flush
with NECA turtles, the tall ones, the small ones, aliens, like that stuff, that NECA realm of realistic movie 90s, 80s stuff.
Yeah, but like the new versions, which is like the high dollar type stuff.
Yeah, 80, like, all that stuff, aliens. And I start chatting with him, and come to find out, this is his PC. He never had planned on selling it. He just realized by coincidence that this stuff was valuable because he bought it all at retail when it was released just because he likes it. And then he wants to fund a family vacation. His wife is helping him sell it, and they just have family vibes instead of seller vibes.
Yeah.
And it's got a $120 price tag on it. And I'm like, man, I'm never going to see this ever again in my life. I told him, I'm just going to pay you what you're asking for and not haggle with you. And he was like, oh, thank God. And I was like, dude, have a great vacation.
Yeah.
Like, I hope you offload all of this stuff today. Yeah. So yeah, dude, that's a grail find for me. And it's crazy because I didn't know this existed when we started this podcast. I had no clue that they made these until we were 25, 30 episodes in.
Right.
And I started trying to find something to do a hit list segment on, or a on deck collection segment on. Came to the realization that there was another Predator line besides the Ultimates, instantly fell in love with it, and then here we are now where I'm dropping $120 on, I mean, it's two figures, but one SKU.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so I walked out of that place on cloud nine.
Yeah.
I'm going to stare at this every single day and get boned up. Like, in love with it, dude. In love with it. What'd you end up picking up?
Yeah, so it was interesting because, like I said, I didn't have any of those aha moments, but there was a booth that was in the very, like almost in the front, that like my first purchase came from that guy. And he had some Marvel Legend Toy Biz that I was looking at, and I already had all of them except for one. He had like a variant Spirit of Vengeance figure that I was like, okay, worst case scenario, I leave with that. That's not really one that I'm like really chomping at the bit for, but it looks cool and it comes with a motorcycle, so why wouldn't I?
Dope.
But then he's got a box of loose DC Universe classics and a couple DC Directs, and I'm like, all right, well, cool. First thing I see is a DC Direct classic Nightwing, which is wearing like his very first suit, like the disco looking suit.
Yeah.
$10. And I was like, yoink. Because I'm like, dude, $10 is speaking my language,
Yeah.
man. So I grabbed that immediately, and then I find, just like looking a little bit more, I find The Question.
Which is like, we've talked about that. Those D-list people are your like
I
wheelhouse.
love The Question. And again, I was telling you, I've been watching Justice League Unlimited again, and it's so good, and The Question is amazing. The way they do that character is incredible. And then I just find him right there. And usually The Question is going to be like 40 plus, right? He's going to be more in box just because he's like a sought after character. People love that character. He had him for $20. And then is it
DC Direct?
No, it's Universe Classics.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just he's got a different build. They all share the same, like the way I know it's like Mattel and DC Universe Classics is because of the quads. The quads are the exact same. We look very similar.
You and him?
Yeah.
Quad fathers.
So anyway, I was like, dude, I'm getting these. And I was like, I'll probably be back. And I was like, just count on it. He's like, yeah, no worries, man, no worries. And if you come back, man, like, he was just throwing out. He's like, man, he's like, I'm not really like concrete on any of these prices. So anything you want to work around or get down, just let me know. And I was like, all right, brother, you got yourself a deal. So anyway, I look around a little bit more, and then I'm kind of walking with those two for a good chunk of time, honestly, before I even like pull the plug on some other stuff. But once we get to the Ekman booth, which is the guy that puts on the show, he had just like a table full of loose.
It's not even a booth. It's like a corner of the room with employees overseeing and like monitoring, and it's like 3 or 4 like 6 or 8 tables side by side, like making 3 rows covered in all sorts of Lucy bins and like covering all sorts of properties and
Yeah, it's
eras.
like 30 tables.
It was a store.
Yeah,
it was
legitimately.
a satellite store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm looking through the loose box, and he's got pretty much everything that I would want. And I'm like, man, the pricing was exactly what it should have been, but I was like, my philosophy is that I want to leave with more and more items. Like, I don't want to just get one item that eats up a ton of the budget. So I'm just kind of going through, and I find some really cool stuff. I know a Toy Biz Omega Red.
My outlook is find one item that eats up a ton of the budget, then increase the budget.
Yeah, well, trust me, I was close to that. So I'm looking through. I do like a little bit of a lap because he had some Lord of the Rings stuff. And honestly, I should have pulled the plug on some Lord of the Rings stuff, but I kind of was just like, well, let me just see what else is out there. Because I even told myself, just go Star Wars, Episode 1, Episode 2, or Episode 3. Just go those because you know you're going to get some $5, $10 ones. But it was just kind of like, well, let me wait and see. Let me wait and see what else is there. Let me wait and see what else is there. And then
that's the thing with huge toy shows is like you almost are hesitant because there's so much that you haven't seen yet.
Exactly. And honestly, like, I think it should just be like Toy Federation, in my opinion, should be like the market determining people, because he says that, you know, Power of the Force or Episode 1, 2, 3 figures. He's like, oh yeah, those are $5 no matter what.
Yeah,
they're $5. And then it's like, so when I know that he's selling those for $5, and then like some of them are going for 10 or 15, I'm just like, it kind of keeps me away from the Star Wars stuff, even though I want it. But so anyway, long story short, I ended up getting the second round of figures that I got. I found a Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3, which is like a smaller one, like a 6-inch one or 5-inch or something like that I had when I was younger, and it was $15, and I was like, man, I'm gonna see if I can get it to knock it down to $5.
Who made JP3?
This one should be Mattel.
Okay. And it has the same like chunk
Flesh
that comes
missing.
out.
Yep. Yeah, it's awesome. So I got that one, and then I found what did I get? I feel like I'm missing one somewhere. I think
Robin?
I got the Robin. Yeah. So it was the new Batman Adventures Mission Masters Robin. And let's see, good Lord.
Is that the one with the decoder thing on the back?
I think it might, but it's the Arctic Blast Robin, which is what I had when I was younger because I recognized the suit. You were like, yo, here it is. And then it was $10 and I was like, yoink. So got that one from that booth. Tried to get him to drop it on the Spinosaurus and just go 10. He was like, man, these prices are already set, which is actually what helped me make my decision about some of the other ones that were loose in box, because I was like, man, these are 40, 50, and if they're not going to like work with me on these prices, like I'll wait and see what else they have out there. And then long story short, man, there was a lot of booths that just didn't have what I was doing. And we did like another like 2 rounds.
I think I did 4 laps.
Yeah.
I think I went around 4 times.
Yeah. So I went back to the first guys because I was like, realistically, like those are the dudes that got what I want out of everybody here. I was kind of going through and trying to find some loose stuff. I was looking at some McDonald's things, found a couple items that I was like, oh, maybe. But then it was just like, I don't know if is it worth it or not. But anyway, I ended up going back and I got 3 more figures from the guys in the front entrance. So I got the Spectre, Hourman, and Alan Scott Green Lantern.
So you basically boosted up your DC shelf.
Yeah, I basically just got a DC shelf. The funny thing is that it's like, because I also collect DC Direct figures, and these are DC Universe classics, I already have an Hourman. I already have the Green Lantern Alan Scott. That's his name, right? Why do I feel like I'm getting that wrong? There's so many Alan Stewarts or whatever. Alan Scott. So it was like, do I have this already? But it's like, I do, but I don't have the Universe Classics version. So it's really weird because it's like I'm just getting multiple versions of the same character, but whatever, I love it. So all in all, Mission Masters Robin, Hourman, Spectre, The Question, Nightwing, Green Lantern Alan Scott, and then a JP3 Spinosaurus.
Sick, dude.
It's like, that was good. I literally spent $100
On the dot.
on the dot.
Which was your spoken out loud budget ahead of time.
And I honestly, like, I was willing to, like, go outside of the budget, but I was telling you, because you were like, oh, they have this over here. I don't remember what it was. Oh, I think it was episode 3.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I'm like, man, I don't know if that's worth, like, cracking the budget for. Like, it would need to be...
Those are like, I haven't found anything else, and I'm just itchy, and I want to not leave empty-handed.
Yeah. But, like, it was cool. Like, I love the idea of being able to, like, stack my DC shelf. I'm not going to lie, though. Like, I still feel itchy.
I do, too.
I feel
pretty bad.
Yeah.
And honestly, because of just the way that things shook out, I didn't really spend... did I? Maybe I did. I thought I didn't really spend any cash, which I had brought with me. And I'm almost like, dude, I should just jump on eBay, buy a bunch of Rocky, then just go deposit that cash.
Dude, you know what? I was like, we left the shop, or we left the place, like, relatively earlier than I thought we would.
It was starting to get packed.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got to get out of here.
But honestly, I mean, we went to go eat, but I was like, part of me wanted to be like, do we just go hit up like whatever toy shop is open and just keep going? Or
well, and then on a side note too, Bryce had said walking in he was looking for Mortal Kombat and Yu-Gi-Oh, and we weren't even there for 5 minutes before he found the exact Yu-Gi-Oh stuff he was looking for. And he goes, I don't know, and I go, do it, and he was like, yeah.
Well, you know, I was telling you, I was like, man, I was so like nervous because he's not a collector. Again, Bryce plays in my band, and he plays in another band called Soul Exchange, and he also plays on my baseball team. And he will like come to toy stuff like with me, and he'll pick up like a Mark McGuire kind of like starting lineup, kind of 90s. He's a big Cardinals guy. And then I'm like, oh man, like Yu-Gi-Oh kind of dips its toes in the anime spectrum, but I know I've seen stuff before because it's still like considered like classic, right? And then Mortal Kombat. I'm like, okay, well, like best case scenario, he finds some Mortal Kombat,
He
right?
found a lot of Mortal Kombat.
Dude, there's a lot of Mortal Kombat.
Just not that he was willing to pay for it.
Yeah, but he found like the rest of the collection that he had started with Yu-Gi-Oh, because obviously Yu-Gi-Oh is like his thing, and that's where the name Soul Exchange comes from. It's a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so kind of ties back in, and they were $20 each. And then the guy, and he was like, he's like, I don't know if I want to spend $80. And that's when you came over and you're like, just do it. And he was like, all right.
Which made me so happy.
Yeah, and I was like, man, that makes me feel good that we all found something. Nobody left empty-handed. And honestly, you were the only one that really ran into like a booth where it was like a head scratcher.
Oh, yeah, we might as well talk about that too. So, come across this booth, he's got a lot of just random stuff, just all over the place.
He looked like he had some cool stuff, but I avoided his booth because of what you told me.
So I go over and he's got the brand new Monday Night Wars New Age Outlaws. He's got the Road Dogg and the Billy Gunn. And there's a Post-it that is on nearby, but not on them. It's on something else. And it says DX $100 full set. So my presumption is there's at least 2 other figures over here from DX. Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Chyna, somebody, right? And I go, hey, is this your booth? And he goes, yeah. And I go, well, there's this Post-it that says it's $100 for DX, but it's just these 2. He goes, yeah, the full set. I go, the full set of these 2? And he goes, yeah, $100. And I go, all right. And I start to walk away. And he goes, or best offer. And I go, well, my best offer is $50. And he goes, nope, got to stick to 100. After he just said, I mean, he doesn't have to take $50, but he just said best offer. And I go, you know, these are on the shelf at Walmart right now for $25. He goes, got to stick to 100. And I was like, have fun. Have fun, bro. Like, mark them up a little bit because we all know that Monday Night Wars are super hard to find. Okay. But double the price?
Yeah.
You can pound sand, bro.
Yeah.
Like, not a chance. And that was really the one vendor there who was like, the pricing across the board was appropriate.
Yeah.
Like, not too high, not too low. Like, appropriate. Not that guy. Not that guy. That was ludicrous.
Yeah. That, honestly, like, again, if 1 out of 100 or whatever.
Yeah, no,
like,
great average.
Yeah.
Like, great average. That one guy, though, was just so far off. And a lot of not priced that was happening as well.
There were a couple booths where it was like, all right, there's no price tag on it, but honestly, like, for the most part, every interaction we had with people, if they were like, "Hey, do you want to, look at this?" or I'd be willing to work with you on that. Like, I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the way to offload your booth, man.
Great day. Glad we went. Not that hard of a trip. I'm glad Bryce went with us. Everybody left happy. We all had bags. Definitely, if you're in the Texas area, go check out Ekman's, the store or the show. Awesome time.
New at 11, buyer beware. A local family is outraged over a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles toy that they bought for their son. It says a variety of phrases, but the family believes one of them includes a swear word that starts with a B.
All right, every week we bring you guys the news from around the action figure world. Well, the action figure stuff that we care about and that we think our audience cares about. And
correct.
No one can do all of it. So we talk about the stuff that's relevant in our space. The first thing I want to bring up is the new DC Mattel kids line is starting to pop up. Like, people are starting to see images, or like, I think they might even be in some stores here and there.
Yeah.
And some of the reviewers are getting their hands on them. And I watched Dan Who Reviews go over the Robin with the motorcycle. And, dude, it's promising. Like, have you seen it?
I've seen people be like, is this the main line now?
A lot of people are confused.
Yeah.
A lot of people are confused. So the main line does not come out until summer 27, right? So if you guys are new to the show...
January 27, I think.
January 27. Yeah. If you guys are new to the show, new to collecting, not as deep into it as we are, and that's why you're listening, so that we can keep you informed. If you're seeing these Mattels on the shelves, or you pop into Target or Walmart and you see them, just know that is meant to be a less articulated, less expensive.
I saw somebody said, like, you can't buy them yet, though.
Okay.
That they're on the shelf, but they're not slated for, like, sell until, like, later.
So, yeah, but you might run into an employee that just runs it anyway or whatever. But so, yeah, Dan Who Review did the Robin cycle, and I'm looking at it through kids' eyes, and it's dope.
Yeah.
The head sculpt is great. The articulation is, like, pretty awesome for being a kid's toy. The paint app is great, and then the cycle is like, when you roll it, the turbine in the front turns and shoots the missiles. And I'm like, that's exactly what I would have been all the way into when I was a kid.
Yeah.
He did a scale comparison with Marvel Legends and with McFarlane's and stuff. It's exactly what I dreamed of when we first learned that the license was changing hands, and I talked about on the show. If it scales with Marvel Legends, and it scales with WWE, and it scales with all toy lines but McFarlane, then it'll be awesome, and it does. It's like a little bit shorter than a Mattel Superman. Like, it's a little bit shorter than like a Hasbro Captain America.
Yeah.
It's like the height you would expect Robin to be. It doesn't give a name, but the presumption is that one is Tim Drake.
Yeah.
But the other figures too, the Batman, the Superman, I think there's a Man-Bat, which is
I saw the Man-Bat, Green Lantern.
Green Lantern, Jon Stewart. Like, they all look really good. And if you just take what you're seeing now and go, okay, it's going to be better in 6 or 8 months, we're going to be eating good. We're going to be eating good. I'm really excited for this Mattel DC line. I'm not excited for my wallet, because I think because I'm already fired up on it, I'm going to end up spending $1 quadrillion, which is a number that I just made up. But like, I am fired up on the DC Mattel. You're not, because you're not going to buy new figures no matter what.
Honestly, I keep thinking whenever they post it and they're like, I guess this is it, I'm like excited, because it's enough for me to want to stay away from it. So I don't want to buy modern figures. I don't want to succumb to it.
I'm going to get you, dude.
We'll see what happens.
All right, and then jumping over to Hasbro, there's some G.I. Joe news this week that I got from Viper Island. which is a YouTube channel dedicated to G.I. Joe Classifieds. And they broke some news that there was a major shakeup on the G.I. Joe Hasbro team, and that, I'll just read the post here, just weeks after Lenny Panzica announced his departure, Tony Kalea has now exited Hasbro and joined Boss Fight Studios. That's 2 key members from the Modern Joe team gone in a very short span. Probably not going to affect Hasbro. Probably not going to affect G.I. Joe Classifieds at all. But two people from one of the toy lines that we consider one of the top modern day toy lines in G.I. Joe Classified going to Boss Fight Studios tells me that Boss Fight Studios is gearing up. And they were on my list of people that I thought could potentially take over AEW.
Okay.
Right? So no conjecture on my part, just an observation that Boss Fight Studios appears to be adding to their roster while G.I. Joe's losing some people. Maybe it's nothing. Wait and see. The other thing going on in Hasbro is that they had a, what do they call their thing? A fan stream.
Something like that.
They had a fan stream this week. They showed off some stuff that I think already went up for pre-order, which tends to happen by the time we get around to recording. But it included what they're calling Spider-Man 67 box set, which is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive that will then go to Pulse after Comic-Con, which I think happens in late June or July. It's got Lizard, Spider-Man, and Electro from the 1967 cartoon. I love that this exists. I don't want or need any of these figures because they look corny on purpose.
But on purpose, yeah.
Like corny on purpose because the show looks corny. And it's the Spider-Man from the Spider-Man meme.
Yeah.
So they know that people are going to have that. And
sure.
It comes in a really cool box that looks like an old TV.
Yeah.
And it's got cool, cartoon art on it. Great release, great Comic-Con release. They also showed a Professor X that is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive that will go onto Pulse after the con, which comes with the chair and his little
Be weird if it didn't.
sound waves thing. And
yeah.
This is this one's it's a pseudo re-release. Like I have this figure and a chair. I don't know if the chair is the same, but how different can it really get? But it's another crack at a figure that a lot of people need.
Yeah.
So that's cool that exists. They also showed off 2 different FF 2-packs. So they're Fantastic Four / Future Foundation with the ones where they're wearing white. There is a 2-pack that has Thing and Mrs. What's her name? Invisible Woman. Mm-hmm. I was about to call her Mrs. Incredible. And then there's another 2-pack that has Mr. Incredible and Spider-Man in the white suit. Those are mainline. Those are everywhere. Pulse, Amazon. I think they already went up for pre-order. They went up on May 27th for the Thing and Invisible Woman. So that'll be pretty soon. And then the other one with Mr. Incredible and Spider-Man, that did already go up for pre-order. So you can get that pretty much everywhere if you're interested in the FF figures. And they also showed off in my beloved Incredible Hulk line that I brought to fruition with Manifestation, a Hulk 2099 that I don't care about at all.
The only props that I will give to this figure is that it looks like Toy Biz.
It does look like Toy Biz.
And I was like, game recognized game.
You know who's probably fired up on this? Or should be? Mikey.
Oh, true, because the 2099 vibes.
The 2099 monster.
Yeah.
Monster energy.
It's like he's got a mullet.
He's just a big, jacked mullet monster thing. So that's what's going on in the Marvel Legends. Over at McFarlane, they are bringing back the superpowers, which I am shocked by because I don't know anyone on this earth that is buying them. But on May 26th, so the day after this episode drops, you can go on to McFarlane. You can pre-order your 4.5-inch retro Supergirl, Cyborg, Superman, Power Girl, Eradicator, or Green Lantern, or Robin. If you're the guy that collects those. If the guy who collects those listens to this show.
Probably. I mean, they're not bad. Like, they're obviously like the throwback style, so they're probably cheaper. And then, I don't know.
I would have been in on
like
them
$10
on
or
day
something.
one if the first Superman release didn't have one of the plastic hangy things through the cape. Like, through the box,
Yeah.
through the cape. Like, I was out immediately. I'm like, what on earth are you doing? Jada never disappoints, man. Jada does not miss. They put out a Player 2 Blanca that is glow in the dark. Sometimes I'm like, man, this is just a repaint re-release and that's dumb. And other times I'm like, great job on this repaint re-release. Because this glow in the dark Blanca is next level.
Does that happen in the game?
Yeah, he goes like electric.
Oh, okay.
Like he does like his electric power.
Nice.
Like, oh my God, dude, that's so cool. Glow in the dark just has a chokehold on me. Like, I'm just about glow in the dark. Super 7 is going to be participating in Joe Fest, which will happen June 26th through June 28th. So that's just something to keep your eyes peeled. Super 7 usually comes hard for these sorts of things. And then, who is this? NECA has their 2012 TMNT figures are going to go up for pre-order on May 26th, which has Metalhead, Splinter, and Casey Jones. We've already kind of talked about the figures themselves, but just letting you know they're going up for pre-order. We also already talked about Playmates, G.I. Joe, and TMNT crossover figures, but those will go up for pre-order tomorrow as we record, so yesterday as you're listening. So
Yeah.
Figure it out. If you're into them, you should look them up.
I mean, they look cool. It's like it looks like they would be fun to play with if you were a kid. You know what I'm saying?
They break my rule that crossovers are dumb.
Yeah.
Because turtles just can get away with it. It's a cool crossover.
Yeah.
It works.
They work well. I would say the thing that's interesting is the Tomb Raider G.I. Joe crossover.
I don't know. I don't know how that works.
I don't know how they came to the idea of it, but maybe it's a 30-year anniversary of Tomb Raider. But Samantha loves Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Our good friends over at Mezco showed off in their 112 line Conan the Barbarian from his pit fighting days. Awesome figure. Like, dude, anything from like an Arnold movie just like has me. I'm not gonna buy it, but
Right.
I do think it's amazing. That one went up for pre-order on May 20th. So if you are a huge Conan guy or a Mezco guy, then you definitely should go check that out. And then the last thing on my list comes from Mondo, as it usually does, and that the Batgirl that got teased last week has been revealed. The Batman animated series Batgirl. Looks like all the Mondos look, man, really, really, really good.
Yeah.
Great list of accessories and weapons and stands and extra heads and hands and all that kind of stuff. Mondo doesn't miss either. They're just out of my price range, but it does look exactly like a Batgirl pulled from that show.
Yep.
Like, identical. Did you have any other news?
I think that's it.
All right, let's get into the summer blockbusters.
In the future, you have to defrost a cop to put a criminal on ice. Sylvester Stallone is John Spartan, the Demolition Man. The toughest cop in the 21st century. But Wesley Snipes is cold-blooded Simon Phoenix.
Simon says freeze! Now fry like a chicken.
The Demolition Man always keeps his cool.
Hey, you didn't say Simon Says.
The future isn't big enough for the both of them. Demolition Man figures and Bowler Jet each sold separately, new from Mattel.
All right, so we're coming up on summer. We're basically in unofficial summer as of Memorial Day, and I was looking at what movies are coming out because I'm a big movie guy, and there's a lot of movies I'm excited about. Love Mandalorian and Grogu, big fired up for Spider-Man. There's a bunch of stuff
crap, yeah.
coming out this year that I'm like really, really excited on. There's just nothing that has toys associated with it that I would even consider buying. I just don't really do, because nowadays if Mandalorian and Grogu, those are just going to be Black Series figures, right? It's now replications of actors instead of toys.
Yeah, I think they also like have already done that.
Yeah.
But then they're like, oh, well, we're just going to repackage it for the movie specifically.
Yeah, they don't look any different.
Which the movie's just kind of getting dragged through the mud right now.
Yeah, it's not getting great reviews. I'm still going to watch it. I'm still looking forward to it. But we've seen what's going to come from the Spider-Man stuff. Like, I don't do the MCU figures.
Supergirl.
Yeah, like...
Yeah, you're charging $35 for figures of a movie we haven't seen yet. And again,
McFarlane does that, dude. They did it with Superman too. They put out the toys months and months before the movie. And if you remember, I was worried that movie was not going to be good. I was wrong, and I'm happy that I was wrong. It's one of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah.
But who's buying the figure that long before it comes out? I mean, kids.
Know.
Like,
but again,
kids.
like, you know, like the Supergirl villain character, I forget what his name is, but he's got all the spikes on his face.
He looks like your generic James Gunn.
Yeah, and it's like $35. Well, why would I buy that? Like, why would I buy? And they try to make him like platinum. That's why they upcharge it.
Maybe he's dope in the movie. Like,
but
maybe he's absolutely dope in the movie, but I'm not going to find out for months.
Yeah, but the way he looks in the comics is way different than that. So I don't understand like the aesthetic of that. But yeah.
So we wanted to talk about go backwards. Like there's been so many absolutely sick movies and toys that go with those movies that are summer blockbusters, or maybe they didn't exactly come out in the summer. Who remembers when Men in Black came out? but they're likely summer blockbusters, and some of our favorite memories from those movies and the merch that like surrounds them.
Yeah.
Some of my, like, the one that I remember probably, like, the most vivid, like, first kind of memory, Last Action Hero. Like, that's not, by no means ended up a blockbuster, literally, as far as, like, you know, it kind of failed. But when you're a kid and you don't care about what other people are doing, you just love it. And I've always loved Last Action Hero, and I swear to God, if you go back and watch it, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
That was just sort of ahead of its time as far as like it was self-aware in a time where the action movie space was not self-aware.
It's weird. It's like self-aware while those movies are still happening.
Yeah.
With a guy who was in those types of movies.
Yeah. So the public just wasn't ready for that yet. But those figures, I was all about them, dude. And it was the exact kid buys cheap toy, plays with cheap toy, discards cheap toy when he's not interested in it anymore, right? But I got them, and I played with all of them. Not my story to tell, but Matt Cardona famously used the kid from Last Action Hero as himself in his wrestling fig fed.
Wow.
But yeah, dude, Last Action Hero was a huge one for me. Like, I love those figures. Jack Slater, like the red shirt and the brown jacket with the cowboy boots is such a classic look. Like,
that's funny. Yeah, the idea that movie has action figures. I think it has a car.
Yeah, it's got a car. It's got the kid. It's got the bad guy. It's got like a bunch of different Arnolds.
Yeah,
a bunch of different Arnolds. Like, but yeah, like I wouldn't think about going back and collecting that now, because I love the movie. The figures, I don't care about them. But at the time, I was about them.
Yeah, dude. I think Spider-Man 2, which I'm pretty sure was a summer movie.
It was probably like May.
Yeah,
May, June.
Spider-Man 2 was huge for me, obviously. And even just going back and looking at the designs and stuff like that, it's so good. It's so good. But it's hilarious how much of a rule it breaks for me of how I have my life right now, where it's like I just like buying an actor it's like I had an Alfred Molina action figure.
Okay, but that's why we're talking about this, because back then there were toys, not replications of an actor.
Yep.
It wasn't the technology wasn't even present to get it accurate anyway. So let's add play features and let's add accessories and a street lamp and all this stuff that comes with those Spider-Man toys, because now they're so accurate that I don't want them.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't rebuy like the modern Alfred Molina figure. Like, I don't need that.
Yeah, like the Toy Biz Spider-Man Green Goblin, sick. Hasbro Marvel Legends Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Don't ask me why.
I mean, imagination is like, you didn't need. I don't know. It's just like, yeah, it's weird, but dude, those figures were so sick. I had the Doc Ock and being able to play with that, which is funny because I remember thinking to myself, like, well, I'm buying another Spider-Man figure. I really don't need this because I already have one from the first movie, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're just getting another one.
But didn't those ones have different, like, abilities or features, or like you squirt water from this one?
Yeah,
or
like I think the paint app was different. I think they were like a little less dull, maybe in brighter red, something like that. But I specifically remember the fact that you could take off Dr. Octopus's like trench coat.
Yeah.
But his arms, I believe, were still the same, like, jacket.
Yeah, the jacket was like painted onto the arms.
Yeah, but then and I was like, realized I could put that on other characters, and I don't know why. Like, I did that. I don't remember what figure I put it on, but I remember thinking, like, this is sick.
Yeah, anybody looks better in a trench coat.
In a trench coat, but then it's like a sleeveless trench coat.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I put it on my Weapon X Wolverine or something like that. Or not Weapon X, but maybe Age of Apocalypse Wolverine. I don't remember which one I put it on, but it was sick. And I had told you a story about how I had some buddies come over to my house, and I was 12 at the time. And I remember, like, they came back in my room and they were like sports friends. And I was like, oh crap. Like, I had the toys out. I didn't have a chance to, like, and they were like, oh, is this Spider-Man? And I was like, like dying 1,000 deaths. Like, oh my God, I forgot to
Because you thought the
hide
fact
them.
that you're an action figure guy was going to get revealed.
I don't know. Like, I would always talk about how I love action figures, and there was like this boldness that I carried with myself. Because again, I played with action figures well until I was like 16, 17 probably. But for some reason with these guys, it was like two meeting of worlds that just shouldn't have met. And I was just kind of like, oh, yeah, no, they're sick, man. Like, trying to just, like, carry this confidence where I would maybe just was... But I even still was like, oh, God. And then one of them just picks up and starts playing with them. And he's like, these are sick. These are awesome. Where'd you get these? And they're playing with them. And I'm like, oh, my God. Okay, it works.
Dodged a bullet.
Yeah, but it was just thinking, I'm like, man, that's like the power of the toys.
Yeah,
it's the power of the movie toys.
Another huge one for me, like, I think maybe the exact same time frame as Last Action Hero, or at least it feels like it in my head, and I'm not going to look it up, is Demolition Man.
Oof.
I've told the story about the beret before, but like, I just...
Elevator pitch it for the people that haven't heard this yet.
Yeah, my mom wanted to buy my affection because she was not good at being a mom, so she asked me what I wanted, and I wanted the beret that Sylvester Stallone wears in Demolition Man, because I was just like super into the movie, and he can pull it off, dude. He looks badass in a beret,
dude.
So I figured everybody looks badass in a beret, even 10-year-olds. And so she took me to REI and got me a felt green, like, French guy beret, because it was like close enough to like army colors. Yeah, not the same.
I love that so much. Can I get a beret? And it can be missed so badly. It can't. There's no middle ground with berets.
No.
It's either you're a green beret or your name's Jean-Philippe. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I was the Jean-Philippe variety. I also have an upturned nose, right? So I look like a French Revolutionary War guy to begin with. Dude,
that is so funny.
But
I can just imagine you looking at yourself in the mirror being like, crap. What do I need?
It never once went outside. I think it went on one peek in the mirror and then got tossed into a closet. Like,
dang it.
Never. Even as a kid, I had enough sense to be like, nope.
That is amazing.
You get beat up for wearing something like that.
Well, dude, it's like the perfect... Because isn't the kid in The Last Action Hero like a violence junkie?
Yeah, basically.
He's like a movie violence junkie.
He was me.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Like, he just is into action movies, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
But yeah, Demolition Man was something that I just wanted to, like, stick. Like, when you're a kid and you're into something, you just want to keep living it. Like, you just want to keep on, and they preyed on that, and that's why these toys exist. And I had them, and I played with them, but I kind of remember they were pretty low level to me. Like, they weren't getting touched a lot. And then I completely forgot about them until I saw them at Collector's Crossroads here in Austin. And I'm like, these suck. Like, but at the time they were like, but just by association to the movie, that's all it took back then.
That's the movie where he gets like, he's in the future, right?
He gets frozen. He's a cop that gets framed for murder, and they freeze him as punishment instead of prison. And then the guy who framed him, who is Wesley Snipes, gets thawed out, and he's like the one criminal in this society, so they need the one cop who knows what to do, so they unfreeze him in this like soft utopia, and he's like a savage lawman. It is an awesome movie still. Like, that movie is supremely entertaining.
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna give me a burger, right?
Yeah,
and
and they give
like
him a rat burger.
A rat burger.
Yeah, Dennis Leary is like the king of like the homeless underworld. Yeah, amazing.
Dude,
amazing.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I'm trying to think if any of the X-Men movies were summer movies, because I didn't watch X-Men.
For the purposes of this conversation,
yeah.
Sure.
X2, I legitimately don't know if I had any X-Men 2 action figures. I just don't remember seeing them on the shelves at all. It's weird. Like X2 and even The Last Stand.
I can't picture them now.
I know.
I can only picture the first movie.
That's what's weird about it, is I found the regular X-Men movie toys, which I had a couple of them from KB Toys. Never really saw the X2 figures. I don't know if they were like only like exclusive. Maybe I should go look that up, because somebody was sharing some X2 stuff, and I'm like, dude, I don't remember any of that box.
You cannot picture them. Weird.
It's really weird. But I was collecting the Dr. Pepper cans, though, that had the characters on them. I was just like, this is sick. And I remember having like 5 Pyros, and I was like, God dang it.
5 Pyro Dr. Peppers?
I had them on my shelf, and then I remember like a couple months later, I was just like, this is just trash.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, this is trash, because Spider-Man had the Dr. Pepper can as well. So I was like, well, there we go.
Dr. Pepper is not an aesthetically good-looking can either.
Yeah.
Like, Coca-Cola is like memorabilia. Yep. Dr. Pepper's trash.
That's funny. But, yeah, so, and I think it's really interesting, too, with the Last Stand. I think there are Last Stand figures. Same thing. Never saw them anywhere, and I think that The Last Stand came out in 2006, I want to say.
I wonder if this is that space in between the 90s kids' toys and the 2006 Rocky WWF Superstars adult collector Spawn. Like, there's like a 4-year gap in between where the kids grew up, but the adults haven't started. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, maybe it's just in that zone where it just died off. And the only thing that mattered right inside of there was like, Brandon Routh Superman or whatever was like coming out right then.
Fantastic Four.
Yeah, that zone.
Because I did have a couple of those. I had a Fantastic Four Human Torch. I believe I had a Thing figure from the movies, and then I want to say there was another one, Transformers.
Oh,
Michael Bay Transformers. I had a Optimus Prime, but yeah, it's weird. It was like just the thing to do whenever like the movies came out. You saw the toys, you get the toy for the movie. I don't know, like it's just
you just were trying to keep living it. Another huge one for me, dude. And if you said someone's outside with a truck filled with these toys and you can have them for free, I would be like, tell him to keep driving. But at the time, Independence Day was life. Like, I can't explain to you how important to culture and society Independence Day was the year that it came out. and you had to keep on living it.
Never seen it.
You've never seen it?
Never seen Independence Day. I only ever saw the trailers or heard people talk about it.
I don't know how it would affect you now because it is not a good movie. I think
But it was groundbreaking for the time.
And it was like
it was 96, I think, right?
Yeah. The formula hadn't been revealed to be a formula of like the fact that Jeff Goldblum is playing the exact same character that he played in Jurassic Park, like same lines, must go faster, like
whoa,
like no, like repeating the exact same things. But at the time, it was like same thing, dude. I had the Slurpee cups, I had the posters, I had the action figures. I bought the VHS like immediately, rewatched it 100 times. Like all my friends would come over so they could watch it. Independence Day was important stuff in 1996.
That's what I'm saying, man. It just doesn't hit like that as much, or maybe it's just.
I think it's a little bit that we're adults, and a little bit that this stuff isn't as effective.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Marvel stuff, I would say on occasion now, but up until Endgame, it was that effective on me. Like. In love with that stuff, so it can happen. It's just way for every single summer from probably 94 until 2003 or 4. Every single summer there was a minimum of one thing that was gripping, like. Every single summer, dude, it was Face Off or Blade or Con Air or Spider-Man or X-Men or Independence Day, or there was something every single summer that absolutely blew my socks off. And I had to have the merch.
You know, it's funny because tying into this, yesterday training one of my clients, and I was like, I brought up the fact Batman, yeah,
Batman Forever. I vividly remember walking out of Batman Forever, 95, and thinking to myself, I will never see a better movie than Batman Forever.
Dude, when I got done watching X-Men the last time, I was like, yeah, that's the best movie I've ever seen. I was moved by it, legitimately.
Yeah.
I was like, I think, you know what? X-Men The Last Stand was the first, like, emotional disturbance I have felt from a movie. Because it's like, you killed the only man you love, you know? And then, like, Juggernaut and then Wolverine, like, getting ripped to shreds as he's trying to go up, and he basically has to kill the Phoenix, you know? Like, I felt like it stuck with me for a couple days. It moved me, John.
I'll say this, that movie isn't half as bad as people think it is.
No, I don't think it was that bad.
It's not as good as the other two at all, but it isn't half as bad as the public perception.
Yeah. But I was training a client yesterday, and we were talking, I mentioned like soft launch, like the toy thing. She's like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah, I collect like action figures and stuff. And she's like, I would have never thought that. I was like, yeah, John, the owner.
You threw me under the bus too?
Yeah. I was like, he also collects. She was like, what in the world? Why is my mind blown from this? And I'm like, yeah, it's just a thing. And
we're amongst you.
Yeah. She was like, well, what do you collect? And then I was like, well, it's just everything that I've always, that I had and always wanted. And then I was like, for example, I was like, what did you play with when you were younger? I was like, were you Barbies? Were you Legos? She was like, yeah, I mean, it was pretty much everything. And then she starts thinking about it. She's like, honestly, the big thing was Spy Kids.
Spy Kids was huge.
And she was like, it's still to this day, like, my favorite movie.
Spy Kids is another cultural phenomenon that just steamrolled the populace.
Yeah. And I was like, you know how I know I was a fat kid? Is because the only thing that I thought was not just how cool it would be to be a spy, which was 99% of the population of other kids watching the movie, but the biggest takeaway for me was that they had a little thing that they put in the microwave and it turned into McDonald's. And I was like, did y'all see that? I was like, that's how you know. That's how you know he's a fat little kid. He's fired up on McDonald's.
Amazing. Spy Kids 3, Sylvester Stallone.
That's right. Yeah. Well, I asked her because she's 23. I was like, which one? And she was like, the original one. And I was like, and she was like, yeah, I'm like, it came out in 2001. And I was like, well, how did that like become your movie?
Dude, I'm into stuff that was, my favorite movie ever is Rocky. And it's 76. I was born in 83. Like it doesn't
Yeah,
necessarily.
it doesn't matter, I guess. Yeah, it's just kind of what clicks.
DVDs existed, you know.
But it's like, I was like, but that's so niche. And I was like, and she was like, yeah, I even looked up like the McDonald's toys for this movie. And I'm like, and there you go.
There you go, dude. That's the power of the summer blockbuster.
That's the power of the summer blockbuster.
Like,
because yeah, not only was McDonald's on it.
Oh yeah, we haven't even really tied those two things together. The summer blockbuster and McDonald's is a marriage made in heaven. Like every summer blockbuster had McDonald's with it.
It's weird, man. Like,
Batman Forever. The reason that it's not Michael Keaton and Tim Burton is because of McDonald's interference in Batman Returns, which we've talked about ad nauseum. That is basically that McDonald's and Batman marriage is the reason that I'm a collector personality.
Yeah.
But Tim Burton was sick of it. McDonald's calling the shots on my movie is not going to happen.
Whoa.
So that's why you have Joel Schumacher and Val Kilmer in Batman Forever. And the very first thing that is spoken in that movie is Alfred asks him, "Are you going to eat before you go out?" And he goes, "I'll get drive-through," which is a line in the commercial for McDonald's.
Wow.
The very first thing that they speak in the movie is because McDonald's asked them to. Like, McDonald's and the summer blockbuster go hand in hand.
Dude, Mac and Me, right?
Yeah, dude. I don't know if that was a blockbuster.
Yeah. But it does. It's kind of fascinating to think about because I'm like, when was the last time there was like McDonald's toys correlating? Like if Spider-Man No Way Home is coming out, how come there's no...
How come McDonald's doesn't have their hand in it?
How come there's no Spider-Man toys coming out? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I would be like, we started this conversation because the toys aren't really toys now. They're for adults and they're replications. If you had the Marvel Legends that are like statues that I don't care about, but you also had that same movie had McDonald's toys, little pull cars or whatever, I might actually be fired up on those. But they're not a thing.
I would love to learn more about that because I'm like, I wonder if they recognize that, okay, kids are not buying toys, kids want video games.
I bet that has a lot to do with it. Yeah, I bet that has a lot to do with it.
Because when we talked about it today, right, our buddy Bryce was like talking about how much effort he and his fiance put into getting the Yu-Gi-Oh! Hello Kitty crossover stuff.
At McDonald's,
McDonald's, full-grown adults. But yeah, maybe kids just all around, they're just like, we're not going to waste money on the plastic of like these toys.
Yeah, they must have just stopped moving burgers. But yeah, interesting thought process. All right, guys. Thank you for listening to the show. Make sure you subscribe, review. Let us know what is your favorite summer blockbuster toy line, or handful of them. What was really ringing your bell that was just a movie that you had to keep on living, so you went and bought the toys. Get at us at Mighty Champions and let us know. Definitely follow us so that you can vote when we put up the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame is coming. Our 1-year anniversary is coming, and we're going to take this seriously. Christian's going to buy a suit. He's going to wear pants instead of shorts. It's a big deal. He's thinking about it. But thank you very much for joining us and making us a part of your day, and we will catch you guys next week. Peace.